Welcome to the Tulanimacho, the Metric Maths Made Easy YouTube channel. Dealing with algebra now. So say why we're using X, because X represents all the real numbers. So now say we're supposed to represent X as an element of -4 up to 5, +5. On the number line. This is we write it on the interval notation. But you can also write this thing, this x between -4 and 5, but including 5, as -4 less than x less than 5 or equal to 5 to represent the square brackets. So algebraically you write it like that, but if you just write it on interval notation, you write it like that. Now say, okay, fine. Now represent this on the number line so that we understand what we're talking about. I've explained that the number line, or what I didn't say is it goes down up to a very small number which is undefined. We represent it as a sleeping 8, negative, or right to the from 0 up to the very big number which we won't be able to define it, and also we call it infinity, so sleeping 8. You don't have to write the positives. Like here, I haven't written positive 1, 2, 3, 4, because whenever you see these numbers, it assumes it's positive. And then the negatives, we have to specify if they are negatives. Now, we're supposed now to represent the x values between -4 and 5. And again, if it just said like that, so we assume that all these x values are the real numbers there. So it's a real number system. So from x equals to -4, which is here, up to x equals to 5, which is here. Right? So these numbers here. So we're just gonna draw a straight line. This is straight line, horizontal line. So all these numbers between -4 and 5, they don't include 4, they include 5. So if they include 5, then the 5 is represented by a dot. Meanwhile, if it doesn't include the -4, then it's represented by a circle. You just write here, this is a circle. Means doesn't include, does not include -4. And then the dot means, the dot, called dot, means includes 4. Is it 4? 5 includes 5. X is equal to 5, includes 5. So understand more of the symbols later on. But now this is the real numbers, yeah, between -4 and 5, but they include 5. But any other real number here which is greater than -4 is here, and then and less than or equals to 5, yeah, it's there. It's represented by that number line. Now, because it's not specified which numbers. Now sometimes you specify. I said no, I only need the integers. So if you need the integers, so we say, okay, fine, all the numbers between -4 and what we call part x is an element, okay, wait, right, this just right here, x is an element of integers. We all know that integers are represented by the letter z. So now, if you say integers between -4 and 5, on this number line now, because these are all real numbers, but now only one the integers on this number line. So the integers between -4 and 5 is this one, -2, -3, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? But now 4 is not included, yeah, because integers, they say no, we don't want 4. We only need the ones that are greater than 4, yeah. So these ones. So represented by a dot. All these numbers. So the integers between -4 and 5, but including 5, are -3, -2. You can just write them down also. See, so this is, but no, I don't need. Let me write them down. So x is actually an element of -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So these are all your integers between -4 and +5. Now, say, okay, fine. We're not interested in integers. We only need maybe just whole numbers. But these whole numbers, again, let me just draw the initial real number system number line that I had here. So now, here it says no, we don't want integers anymore. We want the whole numbers. So we all know the whole numbers. They start at, they don't include the negative numbers. They start at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are the whole numbers between -4 and 5. So you have to represent them using the x. So our negative numbers, they come out now. So x will be an element of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maths is so simple, yeah, so easy. But please make sure you understand the number line, how to interpret it. Yeah. So now, the last but not least, let me say now the numbers, real numbers which we want are only the natural numbers. Yeah. So we only want x as an element of natural numbers. So we know x and element of natural numbers, they start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They don't include a 0. So you represent them on the number line as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So this is the beauty of algebra. Yeah? So say, okay, I want the real numbers, I want the integers, I want the natural numbers, I want the whole number. So x is an element of natural numbers. You can just see there. Yeah. So the natural numbers are also whole numbers. Yeah? Whole numbers are also integers. Integers are also rational numbers. And the integers or rational numbers are also real numbers. Yeah. So the real number system. So please remember to please subscribe. Yeah. It's free of charge. Like and then share the video. This is very important. I think the matriculant or the guys doing like a grade 10, 11, and 12, they struggle with the interpretation of this. So please tell them to go and look at my videos. At least they'll start to understand what is going on there. Thank you and bye.